Well, good morning. Whatever's left of it. Hello everyone. I'm back sort of. And late because I should have been on at 9 and it's clearly not 9. Anyway. But yeah, February was kind of a wash, so we're gonna try to get our act together for March. So, yeah. Like it says on the title, I don't know what we're doing today, but we're doing it. Yeah. So I think we're just gonna open up our art program and we're just gonna see what happens. I really don't have any plans or expectations about beyond that. So yeah. Um I still need to take my pills and I have something stuck in my teeth. Oh my god. I'm so glad I don't have a webcam. Don't make me get floss. Okay, I got it. Crisis averted, everyone. Okay. I'm gonna put my coffee within reach, but not within knocking over distance. Um, Also, I'm sure people have noticed, the music selection is a little different from my normal, but I'm tired and I slept in until like 9:45 today. Uh, right through my alarm. So this is therapeutic music. Yep. Yeah, it's to keep me awake more than anything else. Uh, it's been over a week. Oh, yeah, no, we do this. We hit the transition. There we go. Heck yeah, that's me. Okay. So I had all of these great plans of March. Was gonna like, oh, do new stuff. New Twitch stuff. Like I wanted to get there's a lot of like functionality on Twitch that I haven't really even looked at, and I'd like to get to the place where I've got it, like that I'm, you know, looking at it and stuff. Um, More than looking at it, like getting it integrated and stuff. Um, and some of it is I'm kind of like locked out of until I can hit affiliate, which is kind of freaking wild, but whatever. Um, like affiliate would be great, I guess, in the sense that they might actually like pay me a couple pennies a month. Um, like especially because it's like I have a subscriber because Swag is like a legit hero and they deserve all the praise. Um, Also, like, go follow them. Seriously, Electroswagnetism. Like, go. Like, I don't. They haven't been streaming lately, but like, just give them a follow, please. they're so, they're so good. They're good beans. But anyway, yeah. I totally forgot what I was talking about. I just got wrapped up in like praise from my friends. Um. Anyway. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I uh haven't really figured out. like kind of vaguely looked at, and then like there's stuff that I like just full on was like, that sounds neat, I'll deal with that later, that Twitch offers, like I see all the little previews on the oh, whatever you call it, the stream manager section of the Twitch world. The back rooms, the green room, the whatever, the behind the stage scenes or whatever. And yeah, so my plan was, we'll get all that set up in February and then do an unveiling in March. And then February turned into just sort of a bunch of, I don't know, February turned into a bunch of horseshit, to be honest. But it's okay. February is gone, and we don't have to think about it anymore. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I don't like that. None of that looks good. I think I'm okay with living with that for now. Unless I come up with a better idea of fixing the entire thing. But, of course, oh, my head's probably like just barely cutting it off. Let's see if I can fix it. But anyway, this is as far as I've gotten on the potential, whatever March unveiling, which I think is now turning into April unveiling. Um, Ooh, that would be kind of funny. That's April Fool's Day, so yeah, it's probably gonna be April. Um, anyway, the thought was, I have multiple thoughts. Also, it's early, you haven't slept well, and you just now took your pills, so bear with me. Um, as I talk to myself in third person and second person way too much. Um, Thoughts in an order that is coherent. They will come to me. So yeah, there's some stuff that Twitch offers that I've barely looked into. There's stuff that Twitch offers that I know they offer, but I actually don't know how to get access to it, even if I can. That I've seen like from other streamers and stuff. So I basically have a kind of a list in my head, which probably ought to be written down on paper or something, because you can't trust the brain with anything. That you cannot trust the brain with anything. Yep, that's a thing I said. Um, Especially not my brain. Like basically, like every time I go, it's like it's that trap of I'll just remember it. Look, I'll never just remember it. My brain is filled with too many like random trivia and D&D rules for me to remember anything useful. Yeah. So, but yeah, part of the thing that's like easiest for me to fix to or like to add on like my little list of like functionality I want to have for my Twitch streams is more of a pngtuber kind of thing. I really like it when I watch other streamers and stuff that I like, especially those that have some type of VTuber model or pngtuber. They sometimes have like channel rewards or pay for it, whatever, where their costumes will change. uh and I really like that. I actually think it's really cute. I like that kind of like audience participatory kind of thing where yeah, and I think that's kind of cool. um I also like really I've seen it on other people, but this is a chick that I watch all the freaking time. Demily Pyro has the thing where like you throw bits at her, or maybe it's cheering, I don't remember, but maybe it's like throwing bits at her, and then like her whole VTuber model is like pelted with hamburgers, which I find hilarious, and I think that's funny. Um, and I would like to integrate something like that with my stuff too. Now I think that might be more of a, once you're a bigger, like, would Twitch trust you with more of their BS? I guess I don't know. Like so much stuff is locked behind like affiliate, um, which I am not yet. I'm a baby streamer, mostly because I keep sleeping in and forgetting to stream. I don't like those lines. Okay. I think at this point we're just sort of playing with the weight of the lines while I kind of chat about nothing. But yeah, anyway, so PNG tuber model is a thing that I very much control. So I'm coming out with another one, and I want to come out with like different, I don't know, variants for different moods and stuff. The PNG tuber like program, I guess, app, I don't even know, that I'm using is pretty lightweight, and therefore kind of limited. And I also don't have a webcam, so it's obviously not tracking me. It's just a little program that's taking the art that I gave it and doing its thing. But there are states and like there are keyboard shortcuts. I don't know if I can figure out a way to somehow give access or control of those keyboard shortcuts to chat. But if I can, I would like to figure that out. And in doing so, I would like for them to have like a bunch of different versions of myself that chat can basically scroll through, is my thought, is kind of. So I'm here's the base. This is a very long-winded explanation to be like, this is me, but this is the basic version of me. Don't have eyes and I don't have a mouth because those need to be animated, which I will in a second. I think this is going to be the. Oh, it's just a garbage truck. I do have the ears in here, but I kind of figured that I will erase them. But I really, more so than the eyes or the mouth, I somehow really needed the ears in order to make the rest of the body make sense. So, but yeah, I want to do like an elf ear thing. I want to do fox ears. I want to do like maybe a witch hat. Maybe like goth makeup. Maybe do like the goth mommy version of myself, because I do sometimes go full goth mommy. Uh, yeah. clearly the finger is taking up almost all of my concentration, so just kind of zone out here trying to get this done. It's, you know, way I can't figure out how to fix. So bad. Yeah. Fix this. Okay, how do we fix this? Yeah, we're fixing it. We're gonna fix it. We just hide most of my hand. I think that'll work. Yeah, we're just gonna hide it. Also, I don't know why I always draw my pen like this. Mostly just because my pen doesn't actually. This is not the shape of my pen, but it's actually easier to draw than the shape of my pen, so I think that's probably why. It looks a little bit more to me like the Wacom tablet pen, which I used to have, or I have a version of it. Okay, I'm happier with that. Let's make the weight. zoom out and just sort of looking and see. Other than that, I think I want to cut off the stuff right there, but that can happen later. Yeah, that's not it's not too bad. We're gonna put this in the PNG base. I also need to do different eyeballs. I'll do a separate one for the mouth too. It's probably the best way to organize this. Okay. One for eyeballs open. As such. Let's do. This will be very easy, so. Yeah, I think honestly it's just it's the easiest one. Let's do no open. Turn this off again. Now let's do it's closed. It's kind of hard because it's behind my glasses. Actually, wait. I'm gonna take those lines out. Looks like closed eyes, yeah. So we can go from there to there. That kind of works. I feel like they're not at the right height though for. I think I probably compensated a little bit because I really want to show more of it behind the glasses. How do I fix that? Let's try. I'm just gonna kind of maybe lift. Let's try lifting it a little bit. Where did I put it? There? And then just have to redo this. It's like way too low on the cheek anyway. Okay. Fortunately, I really think this is like down here. Okay, I think that's gonna look better. Slightly more even. Okay. Yeah, I think we just needed to bring that eye up a little bit. Okay. So we got all that. Great. Now, having said that, let's try to keep this organized, shall we? So we're actually gonna put that in there, that in there. So now we can do that. It's just the eyeballs. You know, it occurs to me that potentially I should just draw the whole thing instead of drawing it around the glasses. That's probably not the worst idea. Like, yes, those lines are there. Okay, yeah, let's just clean it up. Okay. Rad. Blah, 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 blah. We're gonna stick like this for just a hot second. Okay. I think I'm gonna jump over to a quick intermission. Let's look, I have to go to the bathroom. So everyone, get up, stretch, take a break. Oh, apparently my title is also struggling. Okay. We're gonna go on intermission and I'll be back in just like a couple minutes. So, okay. I'm slowly coming back. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, I got this. Okay. Wow. Turn that down just a little bit. Back over here. Okay. Okie dokie. Also, like, we started late, so I have no idea how long we're going to. Sorry. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 1 o'clock. We'll see how we'll hit noon. We'll hit noon for sure, which is like in 40 minutes, but and then we'll just sort of see how we're feeling. Yeah. Okay. So we got that. We could start coloring it. Okay, I actually think what I'm gonna do is maybe huzzah, new folder. Ears. Hmm. I guess what I would have to do is make sure that the new ears completely cover the old ones. I think we could do that. Sure. We're gonna start with elf ears. I think that's what we're gonna. Ooh, I should also draw some over here too. Herm. I'm trying to decide how modular I should make this. We're just gonna start with the ears. Oh, Jackie Beth. Yes, yeah. I am working on new what do you call them? pngtuber things, whatever. They're new little bouncy faces. And I like I was exploring the program and I like to see if I can add in it has this thing called different states where you can basically do like different variations of the same picture. And so I was like, ooh, I wonder if there's a way I could do. Anyway, so I'm like, I'm gonna have like me, but in like different versions of me. So like, here's the elf ear Princess Zelda, and then I'll probably do one that's like fox ears again because I love the fox ears. Uh, anyway, yeah, I was gonna have different ones that way I don't know I can switch through them for different streams. But yes, I like it. Thank you. Yeah. I see other streamers that do really similar things where they have different variants on their face, whatever their face is, even if it's like cartoony. Uh, where like, Halloween, they're in a Halloween costume. Or they're like, today we're playing Zelda, so I'm dressed up as an elf kind of thing. And I've always thought that was really cool. So we're doing it. But also I needed music today. Music in like the capital letters because I slept in until like 10 again, like right through my alarm. So this is helping me wake up for sure. Okay, let's see. Actually, wait. Of course, I'm drawing on top of like, yeah. So I am not. Oh, why is that? Oh, we can get rid of that. All right, this is a little easier. Let's see where. I think that's right, right? Sort of. I'm feeling around in my own ear, and I'm like, I don't know what that's gonna do for me. Okay, let's put that back. Um, I kind of wonder if the ears should also have different earrings. That it's only gonna make things more complicated, but I'm really tempted. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, honestly, different earrings is probably probably. I'll just redraw the same earrings that I'm wearing normally. I guess I could. Why did I press that button? Oh, whatever. I don't know if I want to erase. Maybe I should have had its ears as a different thing. Bah. We'll just leave it like this for now. Okay, we've got elf ears. Sort of floating, discombobulated face. Oh, I don't want to do this. I think on the other one, I'm literally looking at my little face. I think on the other one, I didn't even bother with the freaking glasses frames. Eh? Oh, I'm on the eraser. No, whatever. Maybe I want to do the bigger. Okay. Should do that there probably, and then look at the little plus in there. Okay, I'm gonna do that again. It just looks weird with like looks like a freaking Furby. Maybe I can draw little earrings. I don't know. Pierce the fox ears. Just that's okay. Okay. But yeah, continuing an early conversation I was having with myself, um, there's quite a few things that I'd like to add to my Twitch streams that I was actually kind of hoping I would have them added in by now. I was going to spend all of February doing it, but that didn't happen. So, uh, I don't know, maybe April. But yeah, I want to add more pngtuber kind of stuff. I want to add like different variations. I especially want to add in a variant where it's not a drawing program, but a like maybe probably like a controller, like playing a video game. Um, because I play so many video games and there's nothing saying I can't or shouldn't stream them. Some video games I'm probably not going to stream, mostly because I don't know. I don't think it would be very entertaining. Like there are some I love some games that are super grindy and I don't think that would be good entertainment. Just watching me like slowly do the same thing over and over again for like 6 hours. Um like I did last weekend. In other news, I finished playing Little Witch in the Woods, which is a fabulous game if you like repetition. Um oh, hold on. There's a new function that I have. Okay, I think we're good. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't catching it on stream. I'm slowly switching away from Discord because Discord's doing crazy stupid things with really bad age verification that basically requires everyone to dox themselves, and considering the fact that Discord has already been hacked multiple times and their data gotten stolen, I don't know if I trust them with my social security number. So yeah. Anyway, it's not exactly that, but like yeah, it is. They're playing with the idea of making you put your driver's license and doing like facial recognition to make sure. Anyway, whatever. Discord's just sort of losing its mind. Um. Anyway, so I'm trying to transfer. We're trying to find a different service, I guess. Short of programming one ourselves, and by we I mean not me. I wish I had that level of code. But no, luckily I have some very just software engineer friends, so they've been kind of looking into it. But it has so we've been experimenting this is one, and it has screen pop-ups for whenever somebody texts you, and I'm having so many pop-ups right now. I'm like, is there a way I can mute this? But no, it doesn't seem like it's picking up on stream, so that's good. Because I don't want to blast them if they're, they did not consent to being on my stream. They barely consented to being my friends. Okay, so there we go. We are actually going to add some little fluffies. In fact, I might even just do that. Oh, I forgot I need to change that too. Woof. Okay, actually, let's just do that then. Oh, no, what did I hit? Why did it go away? Okay, there we go. No, it actually would be more like that, I think. It's going to be hidden behind that. Yeah. I like this song. But yeah, I also want to change. I've been playing with the idea of you can rename your sub tiers or whatever in Twitch, and also you can rename like uh the, the bits. They have a bunch of nonsense words anyway, and then you can change their nonsense words to your nonsense words. And I've been thinking of the nonsense words that I would like to change everything to. Uh, I actually kind of really like the idea of, my understanding of bits is that they're kind of like nickels or pennies or whatever, but like I think like I could, for people that I like, buy a package of bits and then give them some, and then that basically translates into currency. It sounds an awful lot like a weird getting around gambling laws, and it's not that. Um, anyway, I'm thinking of renaming bits on like my end for Twitch. Because again, these are all nonsense words and they don't mean anything. I think I'm going to change mine to rupees because I actually really like the idea of seeing if I can figure out how to do my little Bloopy bunny that I drew. And Bloopy is the animal from Zelda Animal Crossing. I'm explaining it because I know Jackie Beth is watching, and she's not as familiar with Zelda as I have an encyclopedic knowledge of it. But bloopies are like little blue bunnies that drop rupees when you hit them, because of Zelda doesn't know how to do anything other than hit things with swords. and it drops rupees, and which is like your currency. And so I think I want to do a thing of like my little bloopy bunny that I drew, if I can get that to come up on the screen and then have it literally drop the bits, aka rupees. I would love to figure out how to do that. And I know it's something like that is possible because I see it on other people's streams, but I have to figure out how they did it. So like it's one of those things where I know it's possible and I see it, and it's not like rare. It's not like one person's stream where, because I watch some streamers who are web developer kind of people. And so like they may have made their own custom code to do that. And I'm I'm letting that sit in the back of my mind if I see something very specific from a specific streamer that I like, because I know that they make their own code. But this one, I've seen other people do very similar things too, like all across the board. So I'm hoping that it's just like a package thing that I can just find in the back end of Twitch and just download it for my stream, because I think it would be. I just want a little bunny. I want a little bunny. If I could, oh god, if I could figure out how to animate it and have it like run across the screen and then just throw rupees at me, that's I think is what I'm gonna do. Add the little fox earrings over here too. Oh no, what song is this? Oh. All right. We're just gonna let this one play. I just have such a soft place in my heart for this song. I shouldn't add that little fur bit in there. It's kind of like blocking. It's in my hands, a papillion. Step outside, take a deep breath, and I'll let me know. Top my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hi, I said, hey, what's going on? I said, hi, yeah, 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 yeah. So, hey, what's going on? I am starting to think that maybe I should make the glasses and the ears both also modular. So like I can switch between them. Okay, I have a very strange question. I'm gonna just shout it out to the class, I guess. Um this is not an objective question, it's a subjective question. There is no wrong answers because it's not even like I'm gonna phrase it in a yes or no, but it's definitely very opinionated. I wear glasses. I need glasses in order to see. Like I'm very much cannot function without them. Like I am functionally blind without corrective lenses. Like I can't see road signs, never mind read them. Um but with my glasses I can. So like I need them. They are a part of my face. However, this is the internet, and I'm already drawing myself with freaking fox ears. I could just have an option where I'm not wearing glasses, right? I don't know why this is making my brain break. If like, but they're part of my face because I have to have them, or else I literally can't function, or at least not function visually. Having said that, I'm very good at stumbling in the dark because that is essentially my normal life without these things. So, but yeah, I mean, I guess I could just have the glasses as almost like a take them on and off. Because once upon a time I used to wear contacts, so like I didn't always have glasses stuck to my face. It just contacts are kind of very maintenance intensive and expensive after a while because, you know, they don't these glasses are at least 6 if not 7 years old now. And they still work fine. I mean, I've scratched the hell out of them, but I mean, I am going to need another pair of glasses sometime soon. I did stretch them a little long, but like you can do that with glasses. You can't really do that with contacts. So, anyway, I guess I'm talking myself into glasses can be optional. I think I'm talking myself into it. It's like because I mean at this point I'm asking specifically for the pngtuber. I'm not even asking like for my actual life. I'm asking for what picture do I want to put on the internet, which is already gonna be drawn and already cartoonish. I'm already gonna draw myself with Zelda hair. I guess just to say I already have Zelda hair. Zelda ears. Put this on real fast. Hello? Why are you not doing anything? Oh, because these freaking things are covering it. Yay. Actually, that is about right. I should probably keep those the eyelashes that far over. Maybe not quite that far over, but yeah. People are up and very talkative on all of my forum boards, apparently. And also, now that matches the other side a little better. Okay. All right, let's just close go back to here. Yeah, probably going to do just glasses on and off. What would be the easiest way to totally lift that? Well, I do know an insane way to do it. Let's, can I just copy this? Duplicate layer. Heck yeah. We're gonna put, actually, ears and glasses. Most, human ears. No, hold on. That's not what I wanted to do. Glasses. And then just bear with me. It's probably an insane way to do this, but it's the only way I can think of. So we're gonna take that and we can turn that off. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna erase everything but the glasses. right? Okay, yeah, there we go. Now, not glasses. Okay. But yeah, I want to do more stuff with my little like little cartoon face. I want to do stuff with the bits and cheering. I kind of want to do stuff with the sub tiers. That one's a little bit more static because there's not a lot of stuff I can change about the sub tier situation because that's like just how Twitch operates. I can rename things though, and I can add graphics. So I'm gonna do at least that much because I'm I'm a graphic artist. Like, why wouldn't I add graphics? Uh, and also just to double check before I freak out. Okay, there we go. We still have this. I was like, ah. Yeah, but they have like these things with like channel points, and you can like redeem them for stuff, or that you're supposed to be able to. And I have very like nothing you can redeem them for right now. There's a lot of stuff in that aspect that I would like to add, integrate, add whatever. I guess integration is probably the best word for it. I mean, basically all of this is kind of good, right? Because that's the mouth. I think I could probably keep the nose. I think I'm ever really going to change the nose. I've like finally learned to really like my nose. Finally learned how to like a lot of things about myself. But that's a conversation with my therapist. But yeah, I don't really know if I'm going to change it. I don't even know how, unless I like make a mask or something, like a Venetian carnival mask or something for like Carnival, which has already happened. So it's a little too late for that. Although April Fool's Day is coming up. I don't know, maybe I can wear a jester mask. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think I can get it done in time. Maybe for next year. I don't know why I'm being so careful not to get the monitor because we're erasing the monitor too. Okay. There we go. Glasses. But yeah, basically, we're gonna turn everything modular. Woo! Oh, that's too big. There we go. That's better. Um, I guess if we're gonna take the glasses off, the hair still needs to exist. Okay, we're gonna do it like the realistic way. We'll just take this out. Do I? No, that's the cheek. I don't even need to keep that. Okay. I think I'll just leave the nose in there. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So now the hard part. I think I need to erase the glasses now from here. Yeah. Which means we need to fix the line. So we've been working our way through Discovery season 2. Not that we're not that I'm very into it. I'm only on episode 3 right now. Uh but man, do I love Doug Jones. I'm just like every single time I see him in like literally anything, I'm just so astounded by his acting ability. I just freaking love him so much. And like you've probably seen him without knowing you've seen him because he's basically every Monster Man since like the early 2000s, late 90s. Um like I don't know what his face looks like because he's almost always in like a full like monster makeup mask. Um but like he's in Discovery. He plays like a major character in Discovery, and yeah, he's an alien. He's Saru. He's like this I guess he's called a kelpie, and he's very like an amphibious looking kind of dude. And he gets to do the weird things with his hands that he does, and he's managed to like not only just do weird things with his hands, but now he has like weird things with his legs too, which is like holy crap, this band keeps evolving and it's great. Um, but yeah, no, I'm really enjoying Discovery. I really like how Discovery I feel like has a lot more weird science in it that like it's weird science that I actually understand a little bit more because like I'm not a big I'm not a big physics person. However, I do really like botany and I like chemistry and stuff like that. And so the fact that they have their entire thing kind of based around astromycology is kind of my freaking jam because like man, mycology is so interesting. Just fungi is like amazing weird and alien, and it makes sense that you would put it in sci-fi. But anyway, like since they have a slightly different sci-fi focus of like we're not looking at just straight up physics, we're gonna look at astral botany, astrozoology, astrobiology, astromycology. Like we're looking at like how alien like things could happen and like how they whatever stuff like that. So they have the kind of a focus on there, and they also have a focus on I think because it's literally about astromycology, their focus is on how do things form systems and communities to work together to share knowledge and nutrients and survival. Because that's what a lot of mycology is how do these creatures literally intertwine with themselves to become one mass kind of thing. Because that's what you do when you're on a ship. Anyway, I just really like it. And the more I watch it, the more I'm just in love with Doug Jones because holy crap. I don't know what his face looks like, but it doesn't matter because he is such a good actor. He disappears so completely into his parts, and he's so good at making a real person out of an alien. Like, it's hard to even say Oh, is my alarm going off? My alarm's going off. Give me just a second, people. Oh god. Okay. Okie dokie. But yeah. Anyway, I've been really kind of amazed at I don't know, just like watching someone do their job really, really well. It's just sort of astounding. Like I don't know, there's something like really, really interesting to watch like an expert at his craft like do his thing, um, because like he's in full like not even makeup. He's in a full mask and contacts. There's nothing of himself from a physical sense that you can see on screen. But he's so good at emoting, and it's like proving that to me that like because like they'll put the camera on his face and it'll be a close-up and he'll just emote what he's feeling, which you think would sound impossible when he's in a full mask and contacts and stuff, but like it shows like how much the smallest change in like your brow and your mouth can really like get through like emotion, like it can really like show, you know, on a person's face what they're feeling. That he can do it literally behind like rubber. And like all the sci-fi effects and stuff that they plastered to his face. And anyway, it's really remarkable because it's like I don't think I could do that. I think like I mean not that I'm a very good actress anyway. Um I have my moments, but only very specific moments. But like yeah, I think I would just be a person in a mask who's trying to convince you that they're feeling sad or anxious or fearful or whatever. Doug Jones nails it. He is sad and fear. Like you can tell behind the mask. It's like, oh my god, he's got that mask to come alive, which is like, I don't know. I that's got to be. He's got a talent for sure. Also, I've been really liking what's the actress name? Anthony Rapp. Anthony Rapp is in it. I've been really liking his character. I don't know much about Anthony Rapp, but like honestly, like he's doing a great job killing it with Paul Stamets, and because like I freaking love Stamets. I only want the best for him. I have a list of like demands for like they're not even because we usually do like predictions on our podcast of like what do you think is going to happen next, because like I've not seen this before. We are in so completely new territory for me when it comes to Star Trek because I've only really seen old Trek, and now we're watching new Trek. And so yeah, I have no idea what's going on. So instead of like normally we do predictions, and they're not even predictions anymore. I just have demands, uh, which is hard to do because like I think these aired in 2018. So like yeah, get a time machine, go back in time, fix these episodes, and then let me watch them. Um, but yeah, that is basically what I'm demanding. And so many of them have to do with Paul Stamets being happy because I just yeah. Like my favorite character is to no one's surprise Sylvia Tilly, obviously. Um but like I have so few demands of her because I just trust her implicitly. Like whatever the girl does, whatever that character decides to do, I'll be okay with, I think. Like even if she goes full supervillain, I would be okay with it. I just like I trust her. It took me like 3 episodes to be like, I know who this person is and I would die for you. Like honestly, it's good that she's gonna be in the commander training thing. Cause like She's an engineer who loves math and science and likes people and just wants to meet new friends. Space is a place to explore so you can make new friends. And I'm like, yes, girl understands the meaning of life. The girl understands what it means to be human. She deserves to be a captain of her own ship. She just has to learn more to get there. Okay. All right. I think we are done cleaning that up. Unless, of course, I want to take out the ears. Take out the ears. I don't want to take out the ears yet. Okay, we're going to test. We're going to test. Let's do... Okay. That looks okay. I'm okay with that. Let's... Glasses on. We'll have to do some cleanup there. What about fox ears? Ugh. You know what, Sylph, you're right. You're probably going to have to do the same thing with, like, human ears up here. Okay. We're going to do this again. Duplicate layer. Perfect. And we're going to change that to human ears. And then we are going to take that off. Just erase everything once again. Oop. I can't talk through this song. It's so funny. Man, I think I was too young to really understand what was like going on and happening, in part with like the whole like Natalie Portman, I don't know, I guess like career, I guess. Um which is like so weird to say because like what I'm about to pivot it into is it shouldn't have to be anyone's career. But like because she appeared so young and did such a good job, apparently. I actually seen the movie, but it maybe I should. Because like I think her first like big role was when she was like 13. And then like the reason why she then like she had to so carefully curate the rest of the roles that she took because like when she was 13 she did such a good job that like a bunch of dudes started like there needs to be a harsher word for it, but like sexually harassed her. Like I was reading this thing where like an auto not it was like an interview part biography kind of thing where she was talking about like the fan letters that she got that were like she posted some of them or she shared with like the interviewer some of them and I'm like those aren't even fan letters, those are just straight up threats. Like that's not, don't say that to a child. Like she was 13 when she received some of these things talking about like dudes what they wanted to do to her. And it's just like, and then so she had to change her the entire rest of her career, of which she did like. She liked acting. She wanted to act like she was a kid, and like you know, there's kid roles and there's kid parts and stuff like that. Like sometimes you need a kid in your movie because like that's a part of life. Children are a part of life, and so sometimes you need a kid. You can't have a 26-year-old playing a 13-year-old, you know, and or you can't. Or it doesn't look right when you do, and so then she had to be so careful, like she and her manager, talent agent, whoever, um like couldn't take half of the roles that were offered to her because she knew that she wouldn't mentally like handle it because so many men were like stalking and harassing her. when she's 13. And I guess like I didn't realize it because like I'm actually only a couple years younger than she is, I think. I'm not sure. How old is Natalie Portman? Um and so like yeah, I think I was too young myself to understand kind of like what she meant when she was like talking about these things because I would see interviews and stuff and I'd be like, what's going on? Like, okay, whatever. Like I had it Natalie Portman. Okay, yeah. Straight up. I'm like I can't do math. 5, 6 years younger than she is. So like yeah, she's really not that much older. Like she could have been my babysitter. Like it was like that kind of age difference. So like yeah, anyway. So I just really like the Natalie Portman rap just because part of it is part of her persona of like that she had to develop um to protect herself. Is that she had to like with the song she got to be really silly with it, but it was part of like her mental state that she had to like develop um to like just get through her career because like so many people got so weird so fast with her, and so she had to like kind of like, and she knows that she looks like she's small, she's petite, she has that very like ballerina look, um and so she was like I have to like make this you know, part of my reputation, this like persona that I'm like super crazy tough because otherwise people just will harass the hell out of me, and I like respect and also sad. And I'm just thinking, like, man, you had to start learning how to do that when you're 13. Like, holy crap. How am I to do this? I feel like I used to know ears really well, and now all of a sudden I'm forgetting like how the little hooks go in. Right? Or is it the other way around? No, I think that's right. I think that's closer to right. Right. Technically, these are just loops. Hmm. Don't necessarily want to fill in the rest of that. I mean, actually, it's probably okay that it probably just leave that really in there. The actual cheek is not going to change that much. Okay. Yeah, maybe we should just erase this bit. Okay. There's a stray line. Oh, maybe it's down in here. Okay. Okay, let's go back home. Hi, baby. Are you awake? How are you? He's been sleeping all morning. Hi, baby. Hello. Do you want me to pull the bucket over here so you can sit with me? Yeah. Also, ooh, look, the chair has a kitty spot now. Here, I'll try to hold the chair steady if you want to get on it. Kitty spot just for kitty. Okay, I have no ears in this one at all. Completely covered them up. Um, okay. Okay, so I think, honestly, I think that is what we want to do. Um, yeah, and I think if I do any other outfits, I'm just gonna try to get them to completely cover what I'm already wearing. I think. We'll worry about outfits later. Let's just try to get the elf ears in there and the glasses. I guess I can also now add the earrings to the elf ears. I'll do that in a second. You know what? Screw it. Let's do something different. Let's oh, what did I click? Oh my god. Okay, alright. I just like clicked entirely off of my art screen and it scared me. Okay, let's my god. Okay, when I woke up, I swear it was like 50 degrees and now it feels like it's 80. Okay, no, it's 74, but still. I gotta close the windows. Okay. Let's find a significantly pale skin tone because I am so pale. Why see sunlight when you have computer? Make myself sound real healthy there. Ooh, that's too bright. Oof. A little too dark. Just take all the features away. Get my kind of ish hair color. My hair does really weird things. Like, well, okay, nope. I think that was a perfect statement on its own. My hair does really weird things. It's such an in between state constantly. Like, it's not quite blonde, it's not quite brown, although it's definitely brown at the root, and it's blonde at the tip. And part of that's just years and years and years of hair dye. It's also kind of red. I've had like so many people um who have told me they're like, "Oh yeah, you have like light red hair." And I'm like, "Light red?" And like it's not ginger, it's just like a light auburn. And I'm like, "Oh." Because like when I look at myself in the mirror, I see more of like a blonde. Um, but then again, I've also studied how color and eyes work in terms of like how do eyes perceive light. And I know that that's just how I perceive my own hair. There actually is not a gold standard, really. Like the quote unquote gold standard of what actual color is kind of an arbitrary thing because everyone's eyes perceive colors just very similarly enough that you can kind of like statistically go like here's the average person what they would call red, but it's not every person. And so like when you back when they used to develop photographs, film, like the photo centers and stuff, photo booths, um, they would test their people because like humans, it wasn't digital. Humans had to actually develop these pictures, and so they would test the people, the brand would to be like to see how many degrees off of what did the whatever uh the film the photograph development place had like a standard of this is what zero should be, like this is what white should be, and then they had to test to see their employees to be like, okay, you see our what we consider to be true white slightly more yellow, so you're like -2 on white, so you need to like make everything slightly more like blue because you tend to see white as more yellow or whatever. And so like and versus someone else be like, okay, here's our true white, but you're seeing this as like a light blue, so we're gonna have to like push you back over into the red range, because like your eyes perceive this color differently from other people because not everyone sees the same like whatever, like when I look at something that's true white, it may look slightly more yellow to other people because that's just how my eyes work. um anyway, yeah, so some people say that my hair is red and I'm like, it's not red. Like I think it would be like something's wrong with your eyes if they came up and they're like, hey, your hair's like purple, and I'd be like, actually I know that I have very bronzy tones in my hair, so I think maybe you should get your eyes checked. But like I'll accept the red thing. So I don't know. I'm just blathering on about color at this point. Um, but yeah, my hair does weird things, so I always have to add like so many different colors to it. and it's like not exactly curly, but it's not exactly straight. It's definitely not straight. It's like wavy, but it's like undefined. Whatever. I don't really have like a curl pattern that my hair wants to follow. Like I can occasionally get it to do ringlets. I can occasionally get it to do waves, like just you know whatever the kind of zigzag pattern. They always charge me extra whenever I go to the hair place because it's long. Like I okay. Kind of annoys me. I kind of get it, but also it kind of annoys me. Like I totally get it when I like asking them to dye my hair because I need like basically three people's amounts of hair dye to get my hair dyed. But when it's just like a trim, I'm just like, listen, we're not doing anything fancy. It's like you're just charging me extra because you have to like reach. Do that. I just thought of myself of a different hairstyle I can put myself in other than I mean the ponytail is pretty common. I also wear a high bun a lot, basically high pony that I then take the tail and just wrap it around it. Um, but I also do like the space buns, little like teddy bear hairstyle, and it's really cute, and I do like it when I do that. That one is like definitely the I'm a safe grown up to talk to hairstyle that I've noticed. I put my hair in space buns, and all of a sudden, kids are like flock to me, and they're like, "Ah, you must be a regular person that I can trust, and not one of those strangers they warned me about." Um, which is actually kind of fun. Like, it's interesting to see uh what like what visual cues kids respond to, especially when it comes to the way people look. Um, I mean, like my husband has like this huge like lumberjack I live in the woods kind of beard. And just just imagine a very tall Sasquatch-esque person who probably does live in the woods. And that's probably very close to what my husband looks like. And so like sometimes our like kids are kind of nervous because he has that big beard and he's really tall. Um he does have glasses and he does have a really good laugh. And so eventually, like a lot of times kids will kind of like, at first they're nervous, but then they think, oh, Santa Claus before he went gray. And then like, I don't know, there's something about him that like if he can kind of like set their minds at ease really quick, then he becomes more like giant teddy bear to play with, which is actually, he is a giant teddy bear. Um, but like I totally understand that first moment of like, hesitation because he's real tall and he has a beard. But yeah, like if my hair is a different color, immediate kids like me. They're like, "Oh, the person with the crazy hair, you must be safe." um, which is like which is true. There's something about like if you dye your hair bright pink or like lime green or something like that. There's I don't know, I guess there's something that says that like um you're not the man. Like cops don't dye their hair pink. I think it's like kids have such an ingrained be like, what are you, a cop? you know? um which is honestly such a I think that is in itself probably a pretty good statement on the goodwill that the our police force has garnered over the decades, is that kids are afraid of you. And that's on you. I think outside the box. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like there's something about like I'm not a teacher who's gonna send you to the principal. Like teachers, cool teachers have cool hair. Like the teachers who are gonna get you in trouble for stupid things are the ones that like, look normal. But yeah, oh man. Space buns are like an immediate crowd pleaser. They're like, that's someone that I will pay attention to. So I did a lot of space buns at work. But yeah, it's really funny, like, I don't know, just like seeing how kids interact with different people. And like especially like kids with new adults. Um New to them adults. Cause yeah, like there's a certain amount of like risk kind of like math involved. It's a little bit like how I imagine animals kind of calculate. You see a deer in your yard and they're like kind of look at you and they're like, are we cool? Are we cool yet? Are you gonna chase me? Are you gonna like like kids do that too, where they kind of do like these quick assessments that I don't even think that they're realizing that they're doing inside their heads. Um, but yeah, and it's really funny of like just especially like if you are in a place where you can kind of watch without actually interacting with children how children act like at a public library. um Seeing how who they approach, do they go to the desk, do they find the person shelving the books, like like they definitely kind of do um a threat assessment calculation of a you're like, I want to ask for a book, but I also don't want anyone to judge me. So who's the safest person? I think it's one that it's an interaction I've been thinking of more often just because I read an or I shouldn't say I read an article. I read a headline and then browsed very quickly an article and didn't finish reading it about how like Argentina, I think it was Argentina, whatever. There's like the phenomenon of teenagers and like young adults identifying as animals instead of humans. And I knew exactly what they're talking about. Um, and this is not unique to Argentina. America absolutely has had this for a couple of years too. I've seen it a lot in the middle schools and high schools. Um, but we shame it. Like we call kids weird for doing it and try to get them to stop. But I had this little girl who was maybe all of 10. Probably if she wasn't middle school, she was definitely late elementary, but she was not high school yet. She was like in that kind of age range. She was in like maybe 10, 11. Um, and she came up to me. She waited. She's like, her mom was like browsing the shelves somewhere else. You know, she's because she's old enough that she can kind of like look for her own books. And so she came up to me, and I was over in the teen section, and she's like, "Do you have you ever do you have anything on like animal masks?" And I was like, um, maybe specifically, but like I've got craft books. Like what are you looking for? Like, are you looking for like symbols? Of like you know, am I gonna take you over to like the ones where we're talking about like animals as like symbols and like dreams and stuff or whatever? Are we talking about like just straight up 500s of like biology? Or are you just like looking into like what do animals and zoology? Like you just want to see like a book of stuff like that, you know? Or you're looking the masks, you know, whatever. You know, that would be in crafts. And she's like, "Have you ever heard of Therian?" And I actually had. Thank God I actually had. I had seen something on it, and I was like, "Oh, yeah." So like, what do you look like? I don't know if I have a lot of information out about that because it's new, and so I'm not sure a lot of people have printed a book about it yet. It's going to be mostly like internet articles and information. But what are you looking for? Like what exactly do you want to do? She's like, "Well, I want to make my animal mask. I want to make what I feel like on the inside." And I was like, okay, cool. So like I went over to crafts and stuff, and you know, and like, um, you know, so I helped her find some stuff, and then you know, then she kind of like went off and then did her own thing or whatever. But she did all of this without her mom. She did all of this, you know, of her own help. But then like I don't know, like the mom came over later, and she was like, "Thank you for being so kind and understanding about my daughter." Like I think she told me the age, but you know, it was like she's this old, she's obviously a preteen, she's going, it's like we're letting her explore as much as she wants within reason, you know, kind of thing. Like she's not getting a tattoo. Kind of thing, but like, you know, like a mask is, you know. But basically, yeah, they were just like it makes her happy and it makes it easier for her to function through life thinking that she was like I don't remember what now, but yeah. And I don't know. Like, and the mom was just like, thank you. It's like her teachers don't get it and are like actively sending her into detention for it. And like it means a lot to her that she could walk up to a librarian and ask, and you just took it in stride. And I was like, ma'am, the cool thing about being a librarian and also like I guarantee what your kid is doing is no weirder than shit that I did. Like, maybe I didn't do it in public. Maybe she's much braver than I am. But, like, listen, we have all done some weird things if you really think about it. Like, generationally, every single generation has the weird thing that they do that they don't really realize is weird until many, many years later when historians tell us, why did you do that? So, but I don't know. I've been thinking about it lately because I don't. There was a freaking article written about it in like I think the Conda Conda Nasty whatever I don't remember traveler. There's some type of travel magazine. It was like Argentina is turning into animals, and I'm like, ooh, so close. You forgot that we are animals to begin with, and now we are exploring and embracing the idea that humans can be more than just the idea that we've made for ourselves anyway. Whatever, that's my 2 cents on it, because it's like humans are animals. It's okay to kind of like connect with that side of yourself. We all fart, you know. We all eat, we all fart. I think I just arbitrarily decided this was going to be gray and purple. I have a gray and black shirt that's striped like this. It is admittedly falling apart. Maybe I'll do purple. Maybe someday I will find the gray and purple shirt of my dreams. Or I'll just have to figure out how to knit it myself. I'll ever find fabric that looks like this. Unless I piece it together myself. Ooh, that sounds terrible. What? Like how they did the Sleepy Hollow dress. Interesting. That's an idea for later. Maybe I'll just, okay. That is, I'm looking at the stripe and I'm just deciding if I like how I'm coloring it or not. We're gonna go with it for a while. I think I'll just fix it with, like, I think maybe what I need is shading in it, but we're gonna worry about that later. I don't know why I'm erasing it because I'm gonna just put gray on it. Or, like, I can fix that later. So I've been thinking a lot about, like, I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about, like, the library that I used to work at, and, like, um and not necessarily just, like, specifically the library, but, like, the aspects of it that I really like, which was, like, hanging out with kids and, like, helping people and getting to see, like, kids learn and grow, um was, like, really meaningful to me. And I've been thinking a lot about it, and I feel like it's such, like, the way that we have, um I don't know, like we don't have necessarily a lot of applications for, like, secondary or tertiary, like, educators, I think. Um or, like, even, like, you would just, like, it would just straight have to be education. Like, if I wanted to go and like find a job or something where I worked with kids, um I would have to find a career in education or something like that. Like there's like um yeah, there's like really not a lot, cuz like I don't necessarily want to do 60, 70, 80 hours a week in education. I mean, that's so much. And like, and also like, I don't like, I think anytime an adult is with a child, there's a certain amount of teaching involved, like just like a role model kind of sense. But I also don't want to be necessarily have everything tethered to like a lesson plan. Like, I'd much rather almost do kind of like a fun like art daycare where we're just like, you can hang out with me and we can like literally do nothing, or we can like get the paints out or whatever kind of thing. Um, but there's also a part of me that's like, I don't necessarily want to be responsible for other people's children because, like, oh my God, parents get so weird with like stuff. Um, I don't know. I mean, maybe maybe daycare is more like kind of like an open-ended like art workshop or something. Of course, like that seems like it's gonna take you know, more resources than I've got. Uh, you know, you need like a studio space or whatever and a place for that. Um, but yeah. I guess like the career of my dreams would be like, I don't know, like maybe like a community center kind of vibe of like I could do like some classes or like hang out there, but I also like kind of don't have to be there maybe all the time. I mean, it's almost like not even a job at that point because I'm like, man, sometimes I get ill and sometimes I'm like, or sometimes I'm just like, you know, the illness is more like I'm mentally exhausted. And man, kids take so much out of you sometimes too. Um, but yeah, like, I don't know, like a community center kind of vibe. Like I don't necessarily want to be like locked in a classroom and then like responsible for the education and discipline of like God, however many students teachers get nowadays, like 200 or 300 kids. I think the average class size is around like 40 now, and then you've got to do like 10 of them or 8 of them or something like that. And that's like if they haven't got you doing split subjects. Ugh, God, the way we treat teachers nowadays is freaking horrendous. No wonder kids aren't really learning. It's the job like they teachers aren't allowed to teach anymore. They're just like they're it's all they can do just to keep up with the paperwork demands. Thanks, Bush. But still, yeah, there we go. But yeah, I don't think I want to be a teacher. I think that would probably kill me. I would just be exhausted all the time to the point where I just won't wake up. And we are already hitting that age where people like friends of friends are having health problems. I was gonna say death problems. Just also not untrue. But yeah, like community center art room. I think that's like that's where I'm at. That's what I want to do. Also, like we just don't have community centers really. Not so much anymore. There's some areas, some neighborhoods do, but like they're like so less of a thing than like I don't know, like I see stuff like that that happens in movies and stuff, like or did anyway. And I know that they're like less and less. Um, which is kind of a shame. Like that there's no, you know, you've got home or work or home and school. That's kind of it. There's like no, you know, like you can hang out the movie theater, but like only if you buy a ticket. And you know, and they'll chase you out after a while if it's like, let me, you know, kind of, and like, yeah, yeah. The malls are all closing, so you can't hang out at the mall anymore. Like, where do you just go if you just want to be out? Homeschool groups to hire part-time teachers for enrichment. Ooh, I mean, there are a ton of homeschool groups here. Yeah, of course. I think I personally run into the problem of the area that I live in when a lot of the homeschool groups are very faith-based, and I know that they would have a problem with me. It's like I can blend for only so long with those people, and then I'll say something that it's like, what's wrong with that girl? I was like, well, number one, I'm gay. Number two, it's like probably the biggest one for you. Also, I have a really bad habit of like teaching kids about the revolution, and then I'm definitely a little bit of an instigator. Because kids will be telling me like, listen, okay, you know, sometimes you got to put your head down and you just got to get through, you know, the BS and just like kind of do what the adults tell you to do, and then sometimes you deserve to advocate for yourself. And it turns out, there's quite a few parents who don't like me saying that. For like, how dare you teach my child about bodily autonomy? And I'm like, I taught your kid about consent. Like, if they don't want to be hugged right now, I don't think anyone should have to force them. Like, they had a bad day. They're not your monkey. They don't want to perform for grandma right now. Gotten in a couple arguments along those lines. But then again, I mean honestly, I think that's just something I'm gonna run into no matter what. Um just living here for sure, but I mean also anywhere. I think that has the potential to pop up anywhere. Of But definitely here. There's quite a few uh kind of like cultural, regional attitudes towards children that they're still very seen but not heard kind of thing. Like the children are performative in a way to a lot of these people that live around here. And which sucks, you know, for the kid because they're not your freaking monkey, you know? They're a kid. They're trying to navigate a world that isn't built for them. They're trying to learn how to be an adult from adults who you know have wildly different um like standards and abilities for teaching that, you know, like, and that's the thing is that like you have to like kids learn a lot from imitation, and so if you hide or if you like I don't know, like some kids are parents treat them almost like pets, and so they're just sort of like, well, the children don't need to see that, and I was like, they don't need to see the fact that their uncle died. Like maybe that's something that maybe you should discuss with them. Like they're 11. You know, like we're not talking about toddlers here, you know, we're talking like well that's something they can learn. They'll learn how to do it on their own when they're 18, and I'm like, no they won't. What are you talking about? They're learning how to do it right now, and if you refuse to teach them then they'll never know it. And that's why you get weird adults, and then those weird adults have children. um but yeah, God, I remember getting this argument, or it was barely an argument. I had to step out because otherwise I was gonna smack this person and just be like, I'm gonna call DHS on you. Not D. I guess that's Department of Homeland Security. Whatever. CPS. They used to call it DHS. Like this woman wanted a curated list of books for her like 6 or 7 year old. So like, okay, young, but you know, we're not that young. Like, we're not talking toddler. We're like, this is a 6 or 7 year old. This is a person that you can have an entirely normal conversation with. Granted, it might be about Power Rangers, but like, this is a person that can speak, who has opinions, who has likes and dislikes. You know, like, they're a mini person at this point at 6 and 7. And they wanted a curated list of books that had nothing negative at all in them, because they were doing some type of social experiment with their child of like, we think we can raise the perfect human being if we just don't expose them to anything negative or evil ever. And I was like, oh no. That sounds horrific. That in itself sounds evil. Like, I don't, like, they wanted to try to shelter their kids so much from anything bad. Like, and we're not even talking like big things. They're like, they didn't want any books with bad language. They didn't want any books with any amount of bullying. They didn't want to have books that discussed about death, or like parents going to jail, or people breaking the rules. They didn't want any books that had anything of like no disease, no one could get sick. It was like, the list was like so freaking huge, of like basically no villains. There could not be a villain, because that would inspire the kid that maybe some people could be bad, and that might break their little experiment. And I'm just thinking, you're going like, your kid is gonna be so, like, why are you hiding so much from your kid? How are they supposed to know how to navigate? Like, are you sending them to school? Which they weren't. They were going to keep them at home until, I guess, they like, and I guess they were 18, and then they're going to kick them out of the house. And I'm just sort of like, this just sounds like you're torturing them in a way. Like they don't even realize how much they're being deprived. Like, they weren't allowed to have bad emotions. They weren't allowed to be sad. They weren't allowed to be angry or jealous or bored or whatever. And I was like, are you kidding? I mean, it was insane. Um and all I could think was like, this late, I was just sort of like, ma'am, I think maybe you're um you it seems like maybe you had a trauma, or experienced some trauma in your life that you need to work through, um because you're definitely inflicting trauma on your child now. I just like, get a therapist. It sounds like uncontrolled anxiety. like I understand the worry, I understand the you wanting to like keep your kids safe, but you can't do it by like literally punishing them for having feelings. Like, I don't know, like they just like, they're like, oh no, we don't have anger in our house, we're not allowed to be angry. And I'm like, okay, that sounds great on the surface, but like, what if something bad happens? Nothing bad will ever happen. I was like, what if the kid gets sick and then isn't able to go to a friend's birthday party? And they were like, oh, we don't let the child go to different people's birthday parties because we don't want them to feel left out when somebody else gets a present. And I'm like, oh, so now they don't get to celebrate events. Do they have friends? No. I'm like, they're not allowed to talk to other people. It was insane. And that one, I was just like, I went to my boss and I was just like, you can handle this person now, because if I have to interact with them for one more second, I'm gonna call the cops. Probably on myself, to be honest. I was probably gonna fight them. But yeah, unfortunately, people like that exist, and they live here in my town. In a weird way, I think that that's like it's experiences and interactions with people like that, um that I kind of want to just like point to whenever somebody asks like, "Hey, do you think it's really weird that I let my kid, like read X book, or, why this?" Or even just like, "Do you think it's really weird that I like to read these books or whatever?" And I was like, "Listen, you can read as much vampire porn as you want." That is not, you're not even near, you're not in the same bucket of the crazy people that I've had to deal with. Like, wherever you think the line of "this is probably the craziest thing you've ever heard of," dig deeper, because I've like, the average person, if you're already worried about like, "I wonder what they think of me," I guarantee you're normal. Because there are people who are nuts and they never think that. They think they are normal. They're just like, "No one else ever talks about it. Everyone thinks like me." And I'm like, that's a sign that you're crazy. One time my friend texted me and she was like, if I put, I think she it was like a dozen, it was like 12. If I put like 12 books on hold for the librarians to pull and put aside for me, um, that are about circus and carnivals and like business management, um, and stuff like that, and then like a bunch of like, I think she had a bunch of acrobatic books, that she wanted as well or something, whatever. Long story short, she was writing a story where one of her characters was basically like a circus performer, and and so she was looking for research, and so she was like, "Do you think that they're gonna think that I'm weird for having all these like circus books and books on clowns and stuff?" And I was like, "No, no, that's it, we wouldn't even notice it." Like, if we did, it was because the one person who was called to like pull these books for you has a circus interest and like circuses. That's the only way people would actually notice. Like, the things we get asked, like, that doesn't get, like, it doesn't even register. That's too normal. You're thinking too normal. Like, we're spending all of our time and energy arguing with people who want to do social experiments with their kids. Like, it's, your books on circus research is not even gonna like hit our meter. And I told her that, and she was like, "Okay, actually, that weirdly makes me feel a lot better." And I'm like, "Yeah, we like, like the most embarrassing thing that might happen is that you might get a very nice post-it note from a librarian that says like, "Oh, I don't know what you're looking at," or like, like if you're researching for something like that, you know whatever, like, "I want to read this," or something. There was a couple artists and authors, that I had as customers who, like, I knew that they were authors and artists and stuff. There was like a graphic artist and there was a couple of authors. Um, and so whenever they got piles of books like that, I just assumed it was for research. And so I mean, I would put post-it notes and just be like, "Hey, like, if these are for you for a project, that sounds really rad, and if you were willing, I would love to see it," kind of thing. And I got to see some stuff like that. Like, it's neat. Like, that's the most you're gonna get, and that's if they notice. Half the time, it's like our workload is so much that we like don't even notice. We're like, oh, we're putting on 72 different holds for this person, um, and it's like, yeah, okay, it's just Tuesday. Okay, now there's the necklace, which is a shape of necklaces that I have many of. So I'm now wondering what I should draw in the middle of it. Because I have several that look like this. I mean, the first inclination is to do something silver, but I'm already like on that gray stripe. I'll just sort of make something up. Something that doesn't actually physically exist. I do like this song. there's, there's, this is such good workout music. It's very like hype music. Like it gets you going. It gets like, I don't know. Please don't do cocaine, people. But at the same time, like, man, I do really like this song. It's such a good like get get shit done song. And I see, I think part of this right now is my problem with the idea of like, oh, I could be a teacher, part time with children, and I'm just sort of like, I don't know. Be like, I've done it. Like, I could curate my playlist, but there's always like a certain kind of like, man, if you just want your kid to hang out with me, there's a chance that they'll just hear stuff like this. So, okay, base is in. So eyes, so that's done. So that's like a perfectly okay. Well, nope, that's not what I wanted. So we'll do mouth open and we'll get working on that. Maybe? Wait, I can just look at my other. How did I do my other pngtuber? Okay, I did add a little bit of like a tongue in there. Okay. It's a little too saturated. But let's be real. My dream job would be Baba Yaga. Just like this the crone, the the really strange, somewhat hippie, the ants from Practical Magic, you know, they live down the road in the weird house, and there's like a lot of rumors that go on about them. And every once in a while, kids dare themselves to go up and ring our doorbell. But at the same time, also like like in a spunky '80s movie or something, like the the outcast child who's getting bullied like befriends me, and I'm just like I'm amazingly really cool. Like that's my job. I want to be like the witch that the normal kids are scared of, that all like the weirdos are like, yeah, no, she's my favorite. That's the perfect job for me. All right, I have done a good portion of this. I mean, everything is like the colors are in, or the flats are in anyway. I've got eyes. Well, I haven't colored the eyes open, but we got like mouth open and close, and then we got mouth closed. So yeah. All right. Wow, it's 1:15. I did go a while. Okay, Brad. I mean, I started late, but that's like a that's like a normal stream time. We made it like two and a half hours. Oh, 2 hours and 50 minutes ish. So okay. I think I'm gonna stop there for the day. Fingers crossed that I can get my sleep schedule back to normal. I've been saying this for like an entire month now. Um, part of it is I need like 9 hours of sleep, and I keep staying up until like 1 in the morning. This is my problem. And like it's real hard to wake up at like 7 when you need 9 hours of sleep and you're gonna bed at 1 o'clock. So we'll see. Maybe March will be better. I mean, February was honestly, I'm just kind of throwing February completely out the window because it wasn't great. Um, so we'll see. Anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and close out for the day. and I will see you, fingers crossed, Thursday, potentially tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I'm doing. It kind of depends on if my husband stays home from work or not. He's been calling out sick lately too. We've both been pretty freaking blah. So anyway, I'm gonna transition over to the over screen. Yeah. But yeah, I think that about does it. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for yapping with me. I will see you at least one more time this week. I'm gonna try to hit the Thursday for sure. But I might see you tomorrow and or Friday. But at least one more time this week, if not two more times this week. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.